Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go. It has happened again. Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words? Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe. The words to the song have changed. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Yeah, screaming isn't all you feel. Cop suffers. The trash container stands. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. There's nothing more of interest in this sludge of... You see, a box falls into pieces. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Oh yes, how's my precious doing? She's a... Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening. Good sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing...
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
Those countries will realize they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
Trying to sneak up on me again?
A plaster cast. Honestly, he does.
Give me a moment.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
A brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism. That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock. You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
She means the opposite.
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. Pig's not half as dumb as he looks. Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Ruination has come. The broken ark, a great force from the northeast, fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water, a straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling, until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscured the better part of the remain. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Rest a fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Why, yes I am. Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two insulindic regattas. The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Actually, you don't. It is a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
The Wayfarer Act is one of the few pieces of legislation governing human interaction in the Revachol zone. The one time this busted-up cabbage has something useful for your job, you just want to stare at some boat. Fine. Knock yourself out.
About the boat? The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19-pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down. Charge. You've got the guns and the ammo.
Oh my. The E-word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said.
She takes a sip.
Okay. Of course.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
As they do.
The thoughts happen inside his brain.
It doesn't.
My, it's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
Except he isn't.
Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what is happening here.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
Oh no.
Mazovian socio-economics. 0.0.
Vigilance officer? What can this all care? Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed.
Oh, absolutely.
A superpower, feared and respected. A test decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and a nation.
Don't get
The Carabiner.
Right. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. No. It was left by heavy artillery fire. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose a name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil. Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on this city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the Coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party...
You don't even begin to truly understand the players of the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Preposterous! Surely you don't mean it. I'm just sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those commie hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking my piss in the mountains. I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was the plan. It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. Damn Frisell. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution. A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisell. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our...
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam.
It's raining. It was clear just an hour ago.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. Sure thing. You were adamant about, and I don't like keeping guns around. She didn't seem like a policeman. Although, truth be...
Right, so, let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia. You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force.
Sure, man.
rusting control. This panel usually closes. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A cold... A spring brings the lever back. Wasn't there a sign over this?
Shine on these sunglasses lasts.
You see, the name...
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool. You're very cool. Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like. You like premium menswear. Look around and browse.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act.
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers. I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just...
You glance around the decrepit buildings. The miserable way.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city...
If you wanted to be cynical about it, you could say we are here to protect the interests of property holders. I am not, however.
My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be
Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to them.
Yeah, that's the main thing about you. Freedom is great. No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50...
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
My man, you know how the game is... Anything for you. Me?
This man probably comes from Seaguy. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era.
Very cool. I admire... If you say so, officer. I don't worry too much.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam.
Looking for something, Hunt?
Is this, I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there. Not, no. I don't know, really.
No need to worry.
Okay. Uh-huh. I don't really, uh-huh.
The tear machine stands in...
Oh, it's... you need a... Feel free to use it if...
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade into your... What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring or get your drink on and your act together. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you gently shake his shoulder. The man does not mind.
You've just picked up some magnesium.
The worker is in a deep slumber. Whoa. In your hand. What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poison. It's not gonna give... The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone. It tastes like many, not real. This warmth. It makes you want to share your discovery with kin. Already, you can tell you're going to be sloping a...
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a Perolidon button. It gives +1 to psyche skills. Empathy, suggest...
There he still is, looking right through you, with his
active decay.
He's about to blow! Cops!
an inconspicuous pile of the roofing material.
Hello again.
The lieutenant nods politely.
Why, you are, officer. You're a handsome man, officer, with your... You must forget... I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying...
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But sure... Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. Yes, and how would I even begin? I haven't seen very many other cities. Speaking of history, you know what year it... You're joking. Try, perhaps, dear. Perhaps.
She is perturbed by your not knowing what year it is, but not by your mention of the apocalypse. The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you...
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be... Revachol is a...
But they still have cops.
Oh, dear. This is... But we should stop...
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Someone more educated in sweeping.
No. I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then I don't know. Of course, dear.
Can I help you? Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this...
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's...
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little... That's right! I'm the cafeteria manager!
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Was there anything else you need?
The door is closed. This door can... There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is indifferent. Still no answer. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it. The living shit. Your mesolimbic root. Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jerome. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best. And when you're done, plus, smoking then give... You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Utterly. And it needs to be heard. Through a PA system. By other people. You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. No, no. Don't sing the happy. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though. Who is mistakenly identified? As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you so cool. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what are you? Deaf? Yeah, you have. With a sudden flash, the worker, isn't it? Perhaps he's on his way to... A thin man is as you step in. Okay, it's definitely not his name. The man puts his cup down and replies something. His left hand he smiles and bangs his ladle against it. It's almost like music. He smiles and bangs his it's almost like music. The man ponders his cooking. You see you immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is from the cobalt. It leads to a side. The door does not. But
you do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Eccentric. But okay, I suppose we...
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafe...
The cobalt. It leads to a side. You see a heavy steel door. The door does not budge. The door does... The man ponders his cooking utensil. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering. Shrugging is an international sign for no. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly. Shrugging is an
Can I help you? Absolutely out of the...
Absolutely in the question. First we find your body is ready, sire.
I help you? Do I have a shaker in my hand?
It's not a shaker. It's nothing.
Am I wearing a Am I smiling? That's right.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple? Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and... Another thing. Great. I love... Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care. Or some boring story.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not...
Fine, okay. A little. But my job doesn't leave me... So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the... Yes, no...
We should find out who did... We don't.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager.
Was there something else? Yes?
Yes?
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah, like a fucking volcano.
Yeah. You were lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid.
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a Kuno-fied non-vomiter. That's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie-Uppergite descent.
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says
Yeah. What was she doing in the greenhouse? Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like...
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get fucked as Kuno, no?
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his...
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb!
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy...
He's hiding something.
Pig, if Kuno was hiding...
But it is not hidden, is it, sire? You picked up on it.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
What do you see?
Right to
Work! Right to work! No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
It has happened again.
Another fit of criminal rage. Good. Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
Please, stop doing this.
An old monument stand. A silver plaque. A silver plaque.
Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have
It's raining. It was clear just an hour ago. Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line.
Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. Okay. Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow. Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
No, of course not. I don't understand what this is about. The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Maybe you shouldn't be.
You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you?
Yes, I'm tired.
I understand. The RCM isn't welcome here, and the locals want to keep an eye on us.
There's silence, the smallest of smiles.
That's okay, miss. Do what you have.
Since the street sign's messed up? No problem.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white. There's a piece of... It's a metaphor. Thank you, waterlogged ledger. Below the pathetics, it's just toilet paper. Still wet. The toilet paper peels off an aluminium block wrong. The surface is interrupted by a silver...
What? That thing. It depends. Aside from an...
Maybe yours will have how many cases?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights.
This means you can read...
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers... They're not exactly what... Once in a while, work struck. It's the middle of March. You have... Yes. It appears you employ a title, one might say even. One that... Yes. All others appear... It's going to take an effort to piece these case files.
Huh? 2. That's a lot. It's okay. We all make...
Like a fan of girls.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival. Oh, you mean that it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the rev... Again. I pray his love. Rail spiked through the head. He died.
There is. For precise... Once all the tasks are... Sadly, the ledger only... The lieutenant looks at his... He is not really...
Nor did I give this to you.
The task you've inspect, interview, is not exactly a satisfying things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a... I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted it.
You don't exactly close them so much as... Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always... Why, yes. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are you. That is improbable. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want? This one is relatively easy to read. Cause of failure. Rent too high. The mural is enormous. True love is possible. People call it that. The graffito crew is easy to track. The case files do. The crew agrees. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message. All of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us. Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly AK, you were so drunk. Leslie will always... The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his... You would think that. But can you keep threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the... It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH, had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing... No, that's Burke. Leslie's shtick is... He must have confused it with the property he likes to damage. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment... He came at us, and at us. I think he can't get out of his apartment, an invalid, which is also why the officer responsible... It would be very interesting. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is... The entry wound was square-shaped. Who knows? Those pages are missing. What one day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about they were leaving it out in all these unexpected cigarette butts. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes, some assholes brought their couch outside and hung. Yes, as you said here, they were leaving it out in all cigarette butts, coffee cup. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes, murder. Tum tum tum, at the hookah parlor, was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead. Of circumstances completely unconnected to, beaten to death by a throng of... Joseph Mills was on this case. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum flavored. Yeah, so anyway, no one enters. Mills has no idea. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden arson, petty theft.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter...
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting, you don't exactly... It takes about half an hour to piece one together. Using the system, not much has changed in the In the back, you see, then rip them. 3. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250. But they appear. These are quite sinister in a dozen pages of thin copy. Yes, the rest of the stinking cellulose. It's made of dark blue. Something rat permeable. The plastic shimmers with your hands. You 4-sized pages hang from the clip. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know. What are you waiting for? Just. Wow, you work. Oh, yes. You hustle. Oh, yeah. Look at yourself. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and a little. You make money. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer. Sure. Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. The Guardsman has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head. Because of the taxes, G-Man's got his jam. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate? That is Revachol. You and I both. 98% of all your money. What are you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market This guy's appropriating the emerging Boogie Street lingo as part of his sales pitch for the free market economy. Yeah, ain't it cool? Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
All right. Ready?
The dashboard lights. The lights unfold.
There you go. I'll turn them.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp.
There she...
Around the borders of the watermark, the rectangular watermark is overlaid with Iraq brazen...
Ah, Martin. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
The rectangular watermark is over...
Let me see. Right here. Oh, yes. Coal City.
There are many of them. And the first row has 18 dots. The next, you count 216 perforation. The last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Those are perforations.
Alpha male officers who are proud of them.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. I'm cool. This next row, the one that... Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot. Even call it what you want. Right. Those are your...
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty...
For an RCM, there are certain... But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes. Everyone has their... Personally, I find it... Oh, this and that. Anything's better than annihilate...
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the light.
You can now...
Tremble. The time is now. Ta'ola. Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli Osithian. Echondes Fronisin. Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first... No, you cannot leave. No, you cannot leave. No, you cannot leave. Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, okay.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. We can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
This is the door to the room.
Just a moment. We should talk.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum.
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our right... I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes. Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. They're quite limited, actually. the power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety, yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been... We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone indirectly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion. You can't. Those who don't... As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in the watermarks, we don't convict. We arrest and send them to Coalition Government Court. The Coalition... The RCM, or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the city... Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hanged man. So we didn't even inspect, but we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great. We are both doing our best under the circumstances. Just don't drink tonight, please. We weren't able to find... We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get...
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must...
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run about. Is that a...
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until you get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like... The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. They're a union of center-left and center-right... What do they believe in?
Those others say.
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is...
Something almost. Something even a little fem.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? The moral intern are a fact. I try... Do you? No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes. Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially...
The dying lights of an aerostatic passes overhead.
They really don't. It's our fault for it. We run this city. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are... Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go. Yes?
bed is cold and not.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally, and then sleep. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling has separated. It barely covers your toes. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and something to do with. What was it that your breathing steadies? A great silence washes over you.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry? Answer the question. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs between her legs and in her mouth? That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. What, tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed, Elysium. Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one. No, you haven't. You're just sleep-talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the... You'll be back in those cold, stinky bars. You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conduct. You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The picture...
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. Oh yes, party boy. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think. That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your... You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could declare. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Suit yourself. Slow, sad A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. It belongs in the new, the 3rd decade of the current century. Enough time had passed. Things were good. It forever shot. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West. Everyone loved it. The click. Sometimes you like to act. There is a vast ocean of time, but you have some understanding of the near. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust. Still not happening. It won't come off that easy. Your hands, however skillful, can't... A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. I completely forgot. Sorry, one loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace. I mean, in government, men who drink beer for breakfast, everything, which may, of course, that would, in fact, even the death. One more thing.
Yeah, but...
There ain't no...
Let me handle this. Detective disorder.
Her entire character.
No, I am not a gardener. So let's get to it. That's Titus.
It doesn't matter.
She says nothing.
What you want is of... What are we, the Union? If anything, it is the RCM. Aggressive. You make your living enforcing...
Just dock workers.
Listen.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask. Or get back to your commanders. Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal cop.
This is where you say your bed.
Detective.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean...
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Jump starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang. He spent his youth in Villa Lobos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. They were in and then standard working boot, steel reinforced toes. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads, in the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something on his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face in the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boots. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds.
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm
good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You mean these boots? We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah, we did this. Together. All of us. Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During this...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting. Do you think you could do that?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
That's for the courts in Les Jardins to decide, not for the officer making an arrest, which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and...
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened.
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last summer.
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town. And he stepped out alive.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know.
Because one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm RNE's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna...
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNE's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke. Right there on...
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation.
No. You're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that...
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right...
Actually, they're admirably surprised. Well, this one, but...
Weren't you fucking listening?
Like what, Copper?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to third-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. Again, just get the dead guy's autograph.
Good one, Ty.
About fucking time.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time?
Just a moment, and they're...
The closest...
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call. The union office probably has a phone, but the manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about
To let the young woman whose house I was also hoping...
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the...
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his but you have more important things to worry about.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't...
Just some field work, sweetie. Morell is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying, but they should have returned...
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie. It's not... Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my... Oh, my. Well, whatever the...
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if...
Yes, some left...
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work. Oh, you're such a dear. Oh, yes.
It's a pseudo...
That's one of...
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean...
It's not a hobby. Searching for...
The quality of research at Revacholian University...
Oh, dear. I'm not sure. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands.
Oh...
The lieutenant pulls out...
One other thing. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically by a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene. We hit it off.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie, it's fat.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Of course, dear.
You're an enthusiast.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101.
Some kind of superstar. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes. Guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? What? Jealous of the sorry? They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything. No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop. Of course you are. It's okay. That won't happen. The man ponders his cooking utensil. You see a heavy steel. The door does. The door. The coal bolt. It leads to the coal. It leads. The door does. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye. As you breathe in, the odor, it's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons. The man before you is naked, but the material appears to be ceramic, delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you. These are clearly not boots. They're armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. It's clearly some manner of super armor, or future armor.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would... Under the hill. Fair weather. The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days. We should keep a lookout for this species. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes.
Nice. That makes sense.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta...
Fucking talking about underpants.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for a full set, about 4 years.
For the northwest region of Revachol, and officers
Not too much, yes. It's a sorry situation, I agree. That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area, just something I scraped together. I agree. This equipment...
A small, bell-like sound filled...
It's anything but. This material is akin...
Faint, organic lines cover the plate like whirls of floorboards. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would... The smooth, glossy surface. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X541567456782.
That doesn't sound like a serial number. Where's the structure and logic of a line of manufactured products? Well, no matter. We should run it anyway.
True. It didn't have the cadence and logic of a real manufactured item.
Officer, the decomposing corpse has temporarily suspended my sense of humor. We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the...
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking...
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Even the mongrels can see you're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are about to seriously compromise the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does...
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? This is not the enemy. This is the deceased, the victim. It does make sense, doesn't it? There's no way
You're sure there's a way to peel them off. But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, this is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother, oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst. Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Extremely. Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use what... Right now, everything seems to fit their confession. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel... A noose is one of those... That ladder can't carry...
Could be. The cadaver hangs from an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. From the right shoulder...
A map of the stars.
As if someone left that...
So am I.
He takes a thin piece...
To get sunshine.
Triggered is the word...
Shit, Kuno! What?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small...
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. His mouth, his eyes are milky white, and blind, dark brown hair grows on his head.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. I'm a joke. Look, there is nothing funny about jokes either. A killer. A motherfucker. Go ahead. What do you mean? It's the power of your... You mad? Go ahead. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at your lost Copodopo. Do I remind you of some...
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
No, not quite. You sure got out of that one. Come back later, Corpo.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood set. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thigh.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration.
The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with...
So, what do you think? Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. Yeah, everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death. I do. Most of them are post-mortem, maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno! Fucked him up!
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Maybe.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might, but what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to...
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some...
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot! Kuno...
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 taps. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle-loader, ascetic. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's test position, taking aim. The corner of...
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke.
God damn it.
Fucking idiot! Mukabat ass!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno...
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his...
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and any more mistakes could put us in an I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms. Go ahead.
This is the so...
Yeah, take it, you fucking fucking banana boika. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno?
The buckle comes into focus in your sights.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck?
Your field of view narrows. The slow movement of the branch in the wind.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
I agree. Enough gunslinging for today. We need to access the harbor and ask the leader. I did not want us to.
You need to suck my dick. Why the fuck am I still alive?
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of...
Of course. You have come back later, Corpo. Amused.
As you know, this is only...
I see it.
The monster.
So what do you... I agree.
His person...
Totally dead. He is.
But there is no breath to catch.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called hardy boys...
You pick up on something artificial in his tone. Like...
The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of... Now leave me be. I must luxuriate. Find out for yourself.
Interesting. We still need...
An intricate web of it still kind of looks like gone. For you, someone who... The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for... Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. By the way... the luxury of fine, beautiful... Remember, they're either... Crinkled... You feel compelled to point out, can a used wrapper shrug? Good question. Drawn by regret. You carefully... Crinkled... You feel compelled. You carefully... It's just a racist mug. Oh boy. Here we go. But... The ham sandwich. You jam your This is what angel... It really is. The bread.
Right to work! Right!
Is this about the questions again? A warehouse? I don't know.
She looks up from...
Fine. For it doesn't have a warehouse. Reality? You mean...
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. What about it? We're in as man.
What will her as...
In a good... I mean, science. I don't...
The clock shows the time.
When ordinary people... Yeah, it happened like our government? Or do you mean something else? Cool.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
Hello, hello.
You see rows of toy soldiers. A rusting this panel, nothing nothing. Wasn't there a sign?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Now it's turning into a...
monument stand. The woman still has her. Estars Raiko. Not many people outside.
Estash Raiko KK2.
No, only that the...
That's, well, they said it wasn't...
Correction. 4...
Is that so, officer? People we are paid to protect 4 years. The perps were...
The prisons in the greater...
Could it be another Estash Raiko murder? Yes, detective. Okay.
A lorry stuck. The windows are clear. The driver has a door.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just...
She doesn't really want to be this. Is she such a working...
Not all the time. It is. I know you are. What with? My husband? I don't know.
Where is this girl?
Yes, but no. Why?
It's got to be something else.
No, absolutely. Are you a policeman? They are not...
You know where they are.
What? They're almost... My youngest. Why do you need to...
Did someone...
A kill?
Okay, it must be asked.
I don't...
For what it's worth?
I don't...
It's a trap.
Even if... Great. Nothing.
Maybe you should.
Wonderful. The story...
Her hand... An array of neurons.
No, I don't. Why do you think that I... You're right. I already... From the kiosk.
She sighs. You step in and
What is happening?
She seems to be... The situation is oddly intimate. You're...
What are you doing, officer? Fighting for it how? Oh, I guess it's better than nothing. Keep fighting on, my fellow cop. Is there anything else I can help you?
The woman before...
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of a book about cockatoos. There should be one upstairs.
Whoa, a bridge with loose...
Officer, I am so sorry for the whole Pierce. Of course. You have my full cooperation, and that's the man who was killed. Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this.
Yes, an experiment.
How
are they now?
A deep synthesis.
All right, we're in. I know the...
We're in a casual...
She
Martinez, you would be excused for not knowing. I'm not a good... This place used to be a province. It's not... Yes.
Known to the early...
Caillou.
It is... And to humanity at large.
Revachol, the great history detective. The nations of... the nations of the in the DeLorean century. They say by that time we're standing on a I think 22 kilometers.
Silent. The water. There is no record.
We are.
This is.
Was there some?
This has been. Might I suggest?
Absolutely.
It's better.
Indeed. These for the revel. It's those would be. Oh.
She likes the tot.
Indeed. Did they ever?
Yeah.
Yes. The yes. Oh, lots of people. The real king abdicated. Yes. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully. Those would be. Oh.
She likes the tot.
Indeed. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Yeah.
Yes. The. Yes. Oh, lots of people. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. About head shooting. The liberals got them in. Liberals are you. Some were rich. They didn't win.
We.
To foreign intervention. The liberals, the coalition, the moralists, at least not. This is.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Of course. Not easy. The turn of the revolution. It wasn't a who. It made people. Of course.
It was a funny.
From Revachol. Why? You and a city. The zone. Modernity.
51. Mine.
Time flies. The 20s or the 30s.
All that
Yes. Welcome.
For her to be where she is.
They picked the winning. Perhaps it. I would assign 10 of the 14 Indo. Good question. And I. So a quarter of good hygiene. When they fit. And what?
My position.
Understandable. They are. Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she won't maneuver.
I am an ultra-liberal. Yes. I can see you.
In her green eyes you see.
That's a pity. When the duck with you. I would not. Then for my daughter. Perhaps.
You're no dummy.
A smart boy. Perhaps.
You're no dummy.
A smart. Perhaps.
You're no dummy. And the crown.
Perhaps.
You're no dummy.
A smart boy getting smarter. On basic term of reality. Yes.
Seditious talk, man.
Yes. Whatever else I am. A bird? Some sort. Of course you're not. Or two. A pre-rev. This one. Mostly. Splat. Wonderful. The girl in. Looks like. Yes. She prefer. Young people. All right.
Suddenly.
And what would.
She lets.
My really. Many of the. But please.
Yes. Let's. The girl in the old lady rags. Yes. There's something very satisfying about discussing the fundamental. Glad to have been of assistance. The little more lessons in basic reality. My favorite part of the day.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez. The air suddenly felt it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. That's a pity.
Hello again, officers. Have you... Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal mine. Yes. I keep hoping... Does anyone in a city like this? It doesn't have to do...
The inspiration will come to...
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you...